In the last episode, we saw how Kobe Bryant entered the league as a rookie, faced early setbacks, endured playoff heartbreak, and steadily grew into the heart of the Lakers. In 2000, he finally captured his first NBA championship. But his journey was far from over. The story continues. Welcome to Rookie to Legend. If you love basketball stories, then you're in the right place. Some visuals are created with AI to bring the story to life. If you like this video, hit that like and subscribe button, and let's begin the journey. Back to the summer of 2000. While many Lakers players spent the offseason celebrating their championship with wild parties and late-night fun, Kobe Bryant had a completely different mindset. Even after proudly slipping on his first championship ring, Kobe didn't stop. In fact, he dove headfirst back into the gym, grinding through an even more brutal training regimen. Every single day, he shot 2,000 mid-range jumpers. He carefully refined his shooting form, reshaping every motion with laser focus. His goal is to rise up and knock down shots over any defender, from anywhere on the floor, no matter who was guarding him. Kobe was never satisfied being just a scoring machine. He only had one goal: to become the absolute best basketball player in the NBA. As the 2000 to 2001 season tipped off, Kobe picked up right where he left off, flying through the air and dominating as one of the league's most explosive scorers. He dropped a jaw-dropping 51 points in a single game, a clear sign that he had evolved into a whole new version of himself. By December, his shot attempts had skyrocketed, averaging a staggering 25 shots per game. In a showdown against the Phoenix Suns, Kobe exploded for 38 points, and Shaq just 18. But as Kobe's individual numbers climbed higher and higher, the team's success began to suffer. Despite his heroics, the Lakers stumbled to a 17-9 record through their first 26 games, slipping to fourth place in the Western Conference. The team looked shaky, their season teetering on the edge, and just when things couldn't get worse, Kobe went down with an injury. But surprisingly, his absence didn't bury the team. Instead, it sparked something unexpected. The Lakers rediscovered their long-lost chemistry. Without Kobe's ball-dominant style, the offense flowed. The team caught fire and rattled off a sudden winning streak. Watching from the sidelines, he realized that relentless one-on-one play, his obsession with out-dueling everyone, wasn't enough to take the team further. When he returned, he was different. He let go of the ego and played unselfishly. Around the same time, Derek Fisher also made his return. With Fish running the offense and distributing the ball, the OK duo, Kobe and Shaq, found their rhythm again. As the regular season neared its end, the Lakers flipped the switch. In April, they caught fire and went on a scorching 8-game win streak. They finished the season with 56 wins and all the momentum in the world. The league had no idea. The defending champs were back, and they were about to dominate the playoffs. That season, Kobe was selected to the All-Star game for the third time, but it didn't stop there. He earned a spot on the All-NBA second team and the NBA All-Defensive second team, proving he was a force on both ends of the floor. He averaged 28.5 points, 5.9 rebounds, 5 assists, and 1.7 steals per game, all while playing relentless, elite-level defense. That 28.5 scoring average? A career high at the time, a full 6 points higher than the previous season's 22.5 points. Kobe wasn't just improving, he was evolving into one of the game's true superstars. In the first round of the playoffs, the Lakers faced a familiar foe, the Portland Trail Blazers, the same team that had pushed them to a brutal 7-game war just 1 year ago. Everyone expected another close, hard-fought series, but this time, it was different. Shaq unleashed absolute destruction. Across 3 games, he poured in 81 points and grabbed 47 rebounds. He was so dominant, he even took the technical free throws for the team. That's how untouchable he was. The Lakers swept the Blazers 3-0. It was so one-sided. It made the media forget all the tension between Kobe and Shaq. The OK duo had one mission: win at all costs. In the Western Conference semis, the Lakers met another longtime rival, the Sacramento Kings. But these weren't the same Lakers the Kings had faced before. Shaq was a monster at Staples Center, bulldozing through Vlade Divac and Chris Webber, like they weren't even there. In the first 2 games alone, he put up 87 points and pulled down 41 boards, completely owning the paint. But the Lakers weren't done. Game 3, Kobe erupted for 36 points, torching the Kings from every spot. On the floor, Game 4, the Kings finally managed to slow down Shaq. Barely. And just when they caught their breath, Kobe delivered the most dazzling playoff performance of his young career. He dropped a ridiculous 48 points and crushed the Kings' hopes. Single-handedly, another sweep. Lakers 4-0. Kobe and Shaq had fully taken control, and the Lakers were heading to the Western Conference Finals, still undefeated. In the Western Conference Finals, the Lakers faced their toughest challenge yet, the team with the best record in the league, the San Antonio Spurs. For a full breakdown of this epic rivalry, check out our previous video. This matchup was destined to be a war, and deep inside the Spurs' Twin Towers lineup was the man Kobe and Shaq had waited all season to face again, Tim Duncan. Game 1. The Spurs stuck to their game plan with surgical precision. Their legendary big man duo, Tim Duncan and David Robinson, threw everything they had at Shaq, swarming him with help defense, trying to trap him at every touch. Once it worked, the usually unstoppable O'Neal looked uncomfortable under pressure. Several of his signature power moves were shut down. With the game stuck in a defensive grind, the Lakers needed a spark. That spark was Kobe. He broke the game wide open with his speed, footwork, and relentless aggression, attacking from all angles, slashing inside, pulling up from deep. Kobe lit the court on fire. He scored 17 in the first half, then exploded for 28 in the second. A ridiculous 45-point masterpiece that on a night when Shaq was bottled up, Kobe took over and became the one-man wrecking crew. He didn't just show up, he took control. The Spurs came into Game 2 with their backs against the wall, and Tim Duncan showed up like a man possessed, locked in and fearless. He put on a clinic, 40 points, 15 rebounds, 4 blocks. In his prime, he was every bit the rival to Shaquille O'Neal. And this night, he made sure the world saw it. By the third quarter, he had already done serious damage on offense. On defense, he sent Shaq's shots flying back like they were nothing. The pressure was everywhere. Even Phil Jackson, the Zen master himself, tossed from the game for barking at the refs. The Lakers looked shook, but when things got chaotic, Kobe Bryant came alive. He unleashed everything he'd built in silence. Footwork, balance, patience, ferocity, and put it all on Bruce Bowen's head. One of the best perimeter defenders in the league became just another victim. And when clutch time came, with Shaq once again swallowed by the Spurs' double teams, Kobe didn't hesitate. He pulled up, cold-blooded, buried a deep 3 with barely any room to breathe. That was the dagger. That was the silence of San Antonio. The Lakers had taken both games on the road. What was supposed to be a war started feeling like a sweep in disguise. Back in Staples Center, Game 3, a 39-point beatdown. Game 4, just as brutal, another 29-point blowout. The Spurs, the team with the best record in the league, got swept by 4-0. They never stood a chance. Kobe Bryant averaged 33 points, 7 boards, 7 assists across the series and looked like a man entering his final form. The Lakers stormed into the 2001 finals like a machine, undefeated, untouchable, 11 straight playoff wins in the rearview, and waiting for them on the other side? A team held together by grit, tape, and one man's will. The Philadelphia 76ers, they'd just survived 2 7-game slugfests. By the time they reached the finals, their bodies were bruised. But they had Allen Iverson. This season, he wasn't just the league's top scorer and the steals leader, he was the MVP. And most of all, he was the heartbeat of Philly. 11 different injuries listed on his body, and he still showed up every night, shouldering everything alone. At 6 feet tall, he was the smallest number 1 pick in NBA history. But with the ball in his hands, speed became a weapon, a blade that slashed through any obstacle. Behind him stood Dikembe Mutombo, the league's Defensive Player of the Year. The paint belonged to him. The Lakers looked too good, too polished, too powerful. The media still picked live betting odds were all purple and gold, but Kobe Bryant didn't. Blink, he knew what this was. He and Iverson, the 2 best shooting guards of the post-Jordan era, 2 storms, rushing straight at each other, and only one would leave with the crown. The finals tipped off in Los Angeles, and the Lakers came out swinging like they had all postseason. Shaquille O'Neal was a force of nature from the jump, bulldozing through the Sixers' defense and leading the Lakers to a 16-0 start that stunned the crowd at Staples. Midway through the first quarter, it was 18-5. The building echoed with chants of sweep. This was supposed to be another formality, but on the other side stood Allen Iverson, and he wasn't here to follow the script. He didn't blink, didn't hesitate. He just went to work. With a handle that defied gravity and speed that broke logic, Iverson launched a one-man counter-strike. Blinding crossovers, fearless drives, step-backs that left defenders frozen. 10 points in the first quarter alone, and he was just warming up. In the second, he turned it up another level, working through screens, snaking around the floor. He kept shaking off Kobe and burying jumper after jumper. Every bucket pulled Philly closer, until finally, they took the lead. The Lakers, for the first time in weeks, looked rattled. 6 turnovers in one quarter. Their rhythm was gone. Iverson was everywhere, gliding from wing to wing, cutting into space, firing at will. Fisher couldn't stay in front of him. Kobe, exhausted from chasing him, couldn't find his rhythm on the other end. By the end of the second quarter, Iverson had scored the Sixers' final 15 points and dropped 30 in the first half. Early in the second half, Iverson pushed Philly's lead to 15. LA looked stunned, but then the Sixers paid the price for trying to contain Shaq. Dikembe Mutombo, Philly's last line of defense, gave everything he had. Every foul, every ounce of energy, trying to slow the diesel. Eventually, he sat, and Shaq exploded 14 quick points. The paint became a war zone, and the Sixers couldn't stop the bleeding. To help Kobe, Phil Jackson made a move, sending in Tyronn Lue to shadow Iverson. And for a while, it worked. Lue chased him relentlessly, denying touches, suffocating every cut. Philly's offense froze. The Lakers caught fire. A double-digit hole vanished in minutes. The end of regulation, Iverson forced overtime. The crowd roared again. The sweep was back on. But Allen Iverson wasn't done. The underdog was here. Finally, he dropped 48 points to hand the Lakers their first loss of the postseason. He broke the streak. He broke the crowd. This was Iverson. High Point, his masterpiece, a solo act of defiance against a dynasty in the making. Because while Iverson had made his statement, the Lakers were just getting started. Kobe Bryant hated losing, and after watching Iverson torch his team in Game 1, he returned to the floor with fire in his eyes. This time in Game 2, Kobe wasn't waiting. He attacked first, and hard. He came out aggressive, slicing through defenders, hitting jumper after jumper. 12 points in the first quarter alone. In the second, Shaq took over, bullying his way to another 12 of his own. The OK duo was locked in. On defense, the Lakers turned up the heat. Every time Iverson crossed half court, Tyronn Lue was right there, hounding him, bumping him, denying him daylight. Iverson couldn't find his rhythm. He finished 10 for 29 from the field, 23 points, but every single one was a fight. Meanwhile, with the defensive burden lifted off his shoulders, Kobe got back to doing what he did best: scoring, slashing, controlling the tempo. He dropped 31. Smooth, surgical, merciless. By the final buzzer, the message was clear. Lakers wasn't going down without a fight. The series was tied at 1-1. Game 3 back to Philadelphia. By halftime, the Lakers had built a 10-point lead. Philly fought hard. Iverson and Mutombo pushing, grinding, clawing at every possession. But Lakers always had an answer, and in the fourth quarter, it wasn't Shaq or Kobe who closed the door. It was Robert Horry, 12 points in the final frame, ice cold. Jumpers, timely threes, all daggers. Kobe still got his 32 points. Shaq dominated the paint, 30 points. 12 rebounds, 4 blocks. They both went off. Iverson dropped another 35 and pulled down 12 boards. But it still wasn't enough. Lakers stole one on the road, series 2-1. In Game 4, by the third quarter, the Lakers had cracked it open. A 20 points lead on the road. It looked like the game was done, but Iverson didn't know how to quit. He rallied, once again, slicing into the deficit, cutting it to single digits. Kobe, meanwhile, was everywhere, scoring. He flirted with a triple-double, dominating the game without needing to force it. Iverson get another 35 points. But again, another lonely effort, another loss. Series now 3-1. The Lakers could feel it. The finish line was near. By the time Game 5 tipped off, the writing was already on the wall. The Lakers were one win away from a title. Everyone knew it. Everyone. Except Allen Iverson. He came out swinging. 11 points in the first quarter. All heart. All fire. one last stand, one last fight. But the Lakers weren't here to entertain hope. They came to end it. Shaq dropped the hammer early. He bulldozed Mamba into the hardwood. 29 points, 13 rebounds, total domination in the paint. Kobe, locked in from the start, soared through traffic, crashed the boards, and dictated both ends of the floor. 26 points, 12 rebounds, smooth, violent, focused, every cut hit, every rotation tight. And the Sixers? They finally cracked. The final buzzer sounded. 108-96. The Los Angeles Lakers were champions once again. Iverson walked off the court with his head held high. He'd averaged 36 points a game in the series, given the world one of the most electrifying, courageous finals efforts in NBA history. His duel with Kobe wasn't just basketball. It was poetry, raw, chaotic, beautiful. But this time, the crown belonged to the Kings of the West. The Lakers closed the playoffs 15-1, one of the greatest postseason runs the league had ever seen. Shaquille O'Neal was untouchable, 38 points and 17 boards a night. Back-to-back finals MVP, no one argued. 2 rings in, but Kobe wasn't satisfied, not even close, because in his mind, there was still one step left, one more ring, one more climb. Only then would the purple and gold become immortal. The league had been warned. The OK duo had taken over, and now, the chase for the three-peat, for forever, had officially begun. Thanks for watching Rookie to Legend. If you enjoyed this journey, click like and subscribe to support us. Let us know in the comments which NBA legend you want to see next. In the next episode, we'll continue Kobe Bryant's story as he chases his second ring.